This was little Xiaoshuai's second time stepping out of the house, and people couldn't help but laugh at him like a clown when they saw his silly outfit. Even worse, some threw popcorn at him. Little Xiaoshuai was so scared he fell down, and his mom rushed over, but his protective suit still got a hole in it. Soon, red spots appeared on Xiaoshuai's face. His dad swiftly sealed the suit with tape, ignoring Billy's taunts. Instead of getting mad, Dad just fastened the seatbelts and then crashed the car into the bullies, who scattered away like scared rabbits. Little Xiaoshuai also threw them a friendly gift, and off they went on their way to the hospital. On the way, they passed through some ruins, and little Xiaoshuai was amazed by what he found. In front of an abandoned house sat a peculiar girl who was staring at him. After a brief eye contact, little Xiaoshuai finally turned his head away. As the fog cleared, a mysterious castle suddenly appeared before them, just as they arrived and searched for the doorbell. The castle door swung open by itself. A voice came from a camera overhead, claiming to be the hospital director, and she invited little Xiaoshuai inside first. She wanted to disinfect little Xiaoshuai from head to toe to avoid bringing any germs or allergens inside. Mom and Dad came in through the side door, and they all made some quick introductions. Dr. Horn showed them around the castle, and soon they were upstairs. Just when she was about to take little Xiaoshuai to see his room, she got distracted by a mysterious corridor. She said that area wasn't fully renovated yet, so it wasn't totally sterile. Little Xiaoshuai thought he saw a silhouette in the dark, but he followed Dr. Horn to his room. Dr. Horn encouraged him to relax and think of it as home, but little Xiaoshuai just wanted to know if the water was safe. Dr. Horn turned on the shower and said the water was cleaner than bottled water. Mom even checked the temperature herself. With Mom's persuasion, little Xiaoshuai took off his suit for the first time and stepped into the air. Mom promised to protect him, and he didn't relapse. This was his first taste of a normal life. As the scene shifted to night, little Xiaoshuai was enjoying a shower, but he lay in bed awake for hours. The silence and emptiness of the room made little Xiaoshuai uneasy. Suddenly, there was a noise outside, and he mustered the courage to open the curtains. It turned out to be a long-legged mosquito. He yelled, "Let me in," and then the window fogged up. It was as if someone was breathing on the glass, and little Xiaoshuai was utterly confused. In a panic, he bolted to his mom's room. Thanks to his mom's comfort, he survived the night. The first thing little Xiaoshuai did when he got up was to breathe on the glass. He placed his hand against it and examined his palm print, when suddenly, bam! A rock hit the window, leaving a crack. Little Xiaoshuai gathered his courage and looked down to see the girl throwing rocks at the window. He thought she was being really childish, and the girl waved for him to calm down. He figured she had something to say, so he sneaked down to the big window. The girl's sudden appearance startled him again. She asked why he wasn't outside playing. Was he sick? Little Xiaoshuai explained that being in the air makes his body start to act up. And so subtitles, it can even make breathing difficult. The girl found it cute and joked if he always told strangers about his condition. The girl's name was Haley, and she lived in a nearby village. When she found out little Xiaoshuai couldn't go outside, she asked what toys he had to play with. Little Xiaoshuai, feeling a bit desperate, pulled out a deck of cards, and Haley guessed immediately he wanted to play a card game. Haley thought his magic trick was boring, so she snapped a stick in half and said she could set it on fire out of thin air. Seeing little Xiaoshuai's doubtful look, she turned and lit the stick up right away, and little Xiaoshuai was stunned by the flame in her hand. Little Xiaoshuai was terrified and exclaimed, "I'm scared of fire, but I want to learn how to control it." He asked how she lit it, but Haley said some secrets he had to discover himself, while warning him to watch out for the fire doctors. Little Xiaoshuai didn't quite understand what that meant, but it made him anxious. Later, he was taken to the operating room. They were gearing up for the first stage of treatment. To little Xiaoshuai's surprise, the nurse started stripping him and weighed him. Little Xiaoshuai was baffled by the nurse's camera. Why were they taking pictures before surgery? Is the little boy asking questions? The nurse replied without providing any answers. Soon, Dr. Horn came in wearing scrubs, and little Xiaoshuai found himself strapped to the operating table. She introduced the medication briefly and explained she would inject it into his bone marrow. Although they would give him anesthesia, he would still feel some pain. After little Xiaoshuai agreed, Dr. Horn began the operation. She picked up a tool that looked like a drill and pierced little Xiaoshuai's body. Soon the medication was injected, and he felt uneasy. Luckily, the surgery didn't take long. But after Dr. Horn and the nurses left, little Xiaoshuai saw a shadow in the reflection of the table. As the figure slowly turned around, she was terrified to discover it wasn't human. Before little Xiaoshuai could scream, he passed out from the drugs. When he woke up again, little Xiaoshuai found himself tied to the operating table. Dr. Horn and 2 nurses stood nearby, staring at him suspiciously. What are they doing? What exactly is she doing? However, when he woke up again, little Xiaoshuai found himself back in his own room, as if everything that just happened was a dream. He pulled out his room drawer and decided to get up and figure out what was going on. He quickly exited his room with a flashlight, ready to explore, but the light started flickering on him. Strange sounds came from a sealed-off area. Little Xiaoshuai dared to approach, and when the flashlight lit up, a girl appeared right in front of him.